1 Poise unit of absolute dynamic viscosity is equivalent to 1 A gmcm2 sec. B gmcm sec. C cm2 sec. D m2 sec. The correct answer is gmcm sec. The equation relating friction factor to Reynold number F0.54 log E Henry F0.4 is called the equation A. Nicoradse, B. von Karman, C. Blauseus, D. Colebrook. The correct answer is Nicoradse. What is the coefficient of contraction if a fluid jet discharging from a 50 mm diameter orifice has a 40 mm diameter at its Vena-contracta? A. 0.64, B. 1.65, C. 0.32, D. 0.94. The correct answer is 0.64. For an unstable equilibrium of a floating body where m metacentre, M is above G, B M is below G, C M G coincide, D none of these. The correct answer is M is below G. Which of the following can be used for the direct measurement of volumetric flow rate of slurry? A. Vena-contracta, B. orificemeter, C. rothameter, D. Pitot tube. The correct answer is rothameter. A pipe is defined as hydraulically smooth if the friction factor A is not a function of Reynolds number, B. for a given Reynolds number remains constant even on further smoothing of the pipe, C is 0 irrespective of the Reynolds number, D. none of these. The correct answer is for a given Reynolds number remains constant even on further smoothing of the pipe. A Pitot tube indicates 5 cm of water manometer when it is being used for measuring velocity of air. The velocity of air in m/sec is A. 5, B. 14.1, C. 56.22, D. 28.2. The correct answer is 28.2. Delivery of insufficient quantity of liquid by a pump may be caused by A. air leak in the inlet, B. low RPM, C. too high a lift, D. all A, B, and C. The correct answer is all A, B, and C. Fluid resistance to shear depends upon its A. rate of transfer of molecular momentum, B. cohesion, C. both A and B, D. neither A nor B. The correct answer is both A and B. In case of A, the energy of flow is considerably decreased downstream of the machine. A. blower, B. turbine, C. centrifugal pump, D. centrifugal fan. The correct answer is turbine. With increase in the shear rate, the apparent viscosity of pseudoplastic fluids A. increases, B. decreases, C. remains same, D. may increase or decrease depends on the magnitude of shear rate. The correct answer is decreases. Coefficient of discharge CD is defined as actual discharge, theoretical discharge, and is equal to CC. CV where CC coefficient of contraction and CV coefficient of velocity. CD of an orifice is usually about A. 0.42, B. 0.62, C. 0.82, D. 0.98. The correct answer is 0.62. Purpose of hydraulic accumulator is to A. ensure intermittent supply of hydraulic pressure, B. increase the pressure and store accumulate it, C. accumulate pressure to increase force, D. generate high pressure to operate hydraulic machines like cranes, lifts, presses, etc. The correct answer is generate high pressure to operate hydraulic machines like cranes, lifts, presses, etc. Pick out the wrong statement. A surface tension of a liquid is because of the difference in magnitude of adhesive-cohesive forces. B. A hydrometer used for the determination of specific gravities of liquids works on the principle of buoyant forces. C. In case of unsteady fluid flow, the velocity at any given point does not change with time. D. Turbulent fluid flow is characterized by the rapid fluctuation of instantaneous pressure velocity at a point. The correct answer is: in case of unsteady fluid flow, the velocity at any given point does not change with time. Purpose of relief valve in a reciprocating pump is to: A. Protect the pump against developing excessive pressure. B. Facilitate unidirectional flow of liquid. C. Reduce the discharge pressure. D. Control the rate of discharge. The correct answer is: protect the pump against developing excessive pressure. Select the correct statement. A. The discharge through a Vena-contracta depends upon P only and is independent of orientation of the meter. B. A Vena-contracta with a given gauge difference discharges at a greater rate when the flow is vertically downward through it than when the flow is vertically upward. C. For a given pressure difference, the discharge of gas is greater through a Vena-contracta when compressibility is taken into account than when it is neglected. D. The overall pressure loss is the same in a given pipeline whether a Vena-contracta or a nozzle with the same throat dia is used. The correct answer is: the discharge through a Vena-contracta depends upon P only and is independent of orientation of the meter. In case of turbulent flow of fluid through a circular pipe, the A. Mean flow velocity is about 0.5 times the maximum velocity. B. Velocity profile becomes flatter and flatter with increasing Reynolds number. C. Point of maximum instability exists at a distance of 2r3 from the pipe wall r pipe radius. D. Skin friction drag shear stresses random orientation of fluid particles and slope of velocity profile at the wall are more. The correct answer is: skin friction drag shear stresses random orientation of fluid particles and slope of velocity profile at the wall are more. For the same terminal conditions and valve size, the pressure drop in a fully opened globe valve as compared to that in a gate valve is: A. More. B. Less. C. Equal. D. Either A or B depends on the viscosity of the fluid. The correct answer is: more. What is the maximum theoretical suction lift meters of a reciprocating pump? A. 5. B. 10. C. 50. D. 100. The correct answer is: 10. The terminal velocity of a particle moving through a fluid varies as dpn. The value of n is equal to in Stokes' law regime. A. 1. B. 0.5. C. 2. D. 1.5. The correct answer is: 2. Function of air vessel provided in a reciprocating pump is to: A. Reduce discharge fluctuation. B. Reduce the danger of cavitation. C. Avoid the necessity of priming. D. Increase the pump efficiency. The correct answer is: reduce discharge fluctuation. The Prandtl Pitot tube measures the: A. Velocity at a point in the flow. B. Pressure at a point. C. Average flow velocity. D. Pressure difference in pipe flow. The correct answer is: velocity at a point in the flow. Pressure drop in packed bed for turbulent flow is given by the equation: A. Koznickerman. B. Blake-Plummer. C. Levas. D. Hagen-Poiseuille. The correct answer is: Blake-Plummer. In the complete turbulence zone in rough pipes, the: A. Rough and smooth pipes have the same friction factor. B. Laminar film covers the roughness projections. C. Friction factor depends upon NRE only. D. Friction factor is independent of the relative roughness. The correct answer is: Friction factor is independent of the relative roughness. Which of the following has the minimum compressibility? A. Water at room temperature. B. Air at room temperature. C. Oxygen at room temperature. D. Nitrogen at room temperature. The correct answer is water at room temperature. In case of centrifugal fan or blower, the gas capacity varies as A. Speed, B. Speed 2, C. Speed 3, D. Speed 0.5. The correct answer is speed. Pick out the wrong statement. A fluid mass is free from shearing forces when it is made to rotate with a uniform velocity. B. Newton's law of viscosity is not applicable to the turbulent flow of fluid with linear velocity distribution. C. Laminar flow of viscous liquids is involved in the lubrication of various types of bearings. D. Rise of water in capillary tubes reduces with the increasing diameter of capillary tubes. The correct answer is Newton's law of viscosity is not applicable to the turbulent flow of fluid with linear velocity distribution. Pick out the wrong statement. A. In a static mass of liquid, the pressure at a point is the same for all liquids. B. Pressure decreases exponentially with elevation in an isothermal atmosphere. C. Atmospheric pressure, absolute pressure, gauge pressure. D. As per Pascal's law, the pressure at a point in a static or uniformly moving fluid is equal in all directions. The correct answer is in a static mass of liquid, the pressure at a point is the same for all liquids. The velocity profile for a Bingham plastic fluid flowing under laminar conditions in a pipe is A. Parabolic, B. Flat, C. Flat near the wall and parabolic in the middle, D. Parabolic near the wall and flat in the middle. The correct answer is parabolic near the wall and flat in the middle. Fanning friction factor for laminar flow of fluid in a circular pipe is A. Not a function of the roughness of pipe wall, B. Inversely proportional to Reynolds number, C. Both A, B, D. Neither A nor B. The correct answer is both A, B. Mach number is the ratio of the speed of the A. fluid to that of the light, B. light to that of the fluid, C. fluid to that of the sound, D. sound to that of the fluid. The correct answer is fluid to that of the sound. A piezometer opening measures the fluid pressure. A. Static, B. Undisturbed, C. Total, D. Dynamic. The correct answer is undisturbed. Drag force on the float of a rothameter is here Q. Flow rate of the A. Q, B. Q, C. Q2, D. Constant. The correct answer is constant. The unit of dynamic viscosity in SI unit is A. kgm, sec, B. nm2, C. m2 sec, D. mn sec. The correct answer is kgm, sec. Pressure drop P for a fluid flowing in turbulent flow through a pipe is a function of velocity V as A. V 1.8, B. V 0.2, C. V 2.7, D. V2. The correct answer is V2. D number is concerned with the A. fluid particle interaction, B. fluid flow through helical pipes, C. power consumption in agitated vessels, D. psychrometry. The correct answer is fluid flow through helical pipes. The equation given below is called the F 0.54.07 log E Henry F 0.6. A. Colebrook formula, B. von Karman equation, C. Fanning equation, D. none of these. The correct answer is von Karman equation. Poise is converted into Stoke by A. multiplying with density gmcc, B. dividing by density gmcc, C. Multiplying with specific gravity. D. Dividing by specific gravity. The correct answer is dividing by density gmcc. The fluid velocity varies as the square root of the cylindrical pipe diameter in case of steady-state laminar flow at constant pressure drop for fluid. A. Dilatant. B. Pseudoplastic. C. Bingham plastic. D. Newtonian. The correct answer is dilatant. Kinetic energy of fluid per unit weight represented by the velocity head is given by A. 2v2gc, B. v22gc, C. v2gc, D. v22gc. The correct answer is v22gc. At a constant speed of the centrifugal pump, at the impeller diameter, A. Capacity varies directly with B. Head varies as the square of C. Horsepower varies as the cube of D. All A, B, and C. The correct answer is all A, B, and C. The pressure coefficient is the ratio of pressure forces to forces. A. Viscous, B. Inertial, C. Gravity, D. Surface tension. The correct answer is viscous. Vena-contracta formed during flow of a liquid through an orificemeter has A. Minimum liquid cross-section, B. More diameter compared to orifice diameter, C. Minimum velocity of fluid stream, D. None of these. The correct answer is minimum liquid cross-section. As per Newton's law of viscosity, the shear stress for a given rate of angular deformation of fluid is proportional to here fluid viscosity. A1, B, C2, D12. The correct answer is horsepower increase of a centrifugal gas compressor without altering the volumetric flow rate. Will the gas discharge pressure A. increase, B. decrease, C. not change, D. exponentially decrease? The correct answer is increase. In continuous fluidization, A. solids are completely entrained, B. the pressure drop is less than that for batch fluidization, C. there is no entrainment of solids, D. velocity of the fluid is very small. The correct answer is solids are completely entrained.